Now, I feel like at this point, people should know that speaking on the way someone looks, especially when you don't have something nice to say, is really rude. I mean, we are entitled to have our own opinion about who we think is pretty or not. I mean, that's why people say they have preferences, right? Because we find some certain features or some certain people attractive, and we may not find someone else attractive because maybe they lack certain features. Everybody can actually say they feel that way. But when you make a whole video to talk about how you feel someone is ugly or an average looking person, that is where we draw the line. And that is why this particular sister was getting dragged to filth.
Oh, so fabulous.
Hi, my name is DUMEBILEA. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome to the channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, you guys know that I love you. Welcome back once again. So before we get into today's video, I want to go ahead and introduce you guys to today's sponsor, Lemfi. Lemfi is a cross-border payment platform through which you can send money from the USA back home to your loved ones in Nigeria within minutes. They have zero transaction fees and very competitive rates. And even I have received money from my auntie in the US via Lemfi and I've had zero complaints. Now, Lemfi is offering you a $20 cashback on your first transfer from $100 and above if you use my referral code DUMEBILEA. Now, Lemfi is currently hosting a giveaway where their users stand to win so many amazing prizes like an iPhone 15, smartwatches, even a $500 flight credit. Among many others. All you need to do is download Lemfi and make a transfer, or if you already use Lemfi, you can make a transfer worth $200 to qualify for this giveaway. And the giveaway is until October, so why not take advantage of it? So don't forget to download Lemfi and use my referral code DUMEBILEA to get your $20 cash back on $100 and above transfers. Okay, so thank you once again to Lemfi for sponsoring this video, and a big thank you to you guys, because without you guys I wouldn't have these opportunities. Thank you for always supporting my channel and watching my videos. So let's get back to the topic for today. Now, this lady actually brought out her phone and filmed herself making this video that has been getting her dragged across the continents, because people in America are dragging her, people back home in Africa are dragging her, black people, especially black women, black people generally are dragging her. But then what exactly did she say to deserve this?
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudo points for being pretty. And I don't take back what I said. Like, I feel like when it comes to black girls, y'all pick the ugliest woman who is dark skinned, and then y'all just want to be like, oh, she's pretty. No, like, there's dark skinned girls who are really pretty, and y'all gonna attack me and say I'm a bitch, I'm a fucking bitch, I'm racist, which I'm not. But like, it's just kind of like how y'all been shoving down people's necks with Lupita. And I'm not saying she's like but ugly. I'm not saying that. I just feel like I hate that when it comes to black girl beauty standards, y'all always pick the struggle. Y'all always pick the struggle black girl who can't even compete when it comes to like statistics or standards to be like, that's a pretty bitch. Like, I feel like y'all give brownie points just because a bitch is dark skinned. But I've seen some really dark skinned bad bitches. Like, and I'm not trying to be funny. I'm talking about like bad bitch, dark skin. But y'all never want to give the really pretty dark skin. Y'all always pick the fucking mediocre dark skin girl, and then y'all all give her pity points. I feel like y'all be giving pity points for a bitch being dark skinned and pretty. And as a black woman, I'm really offended, because like, there's really beautiful black girls out there. No makeup, no filter, no nothing, bitch. Me, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm 100% real. It's really upsetting. Y'all always just like struggle. Y'all just want struggle to relate. And some bitches are not relatable.
She used so many words that I find offensive. She said mediocre, she said struggle, she said some other things there. I just didn't want to interrupt. And I'm like, sis, what? And for the fact that she's trying to put another black woman down by saying she's ugly or average looking, and then uplift herself by saying, why don't you pick the pretty ones like me? Now, you guys, I've come across a few videos by this lady, and I didn't really think what she was saying was bad. She's very opinionated. Some of the things she said makes sense. But when I saw this video, I was thrown off. And yeah, Of course, it got a lot of traction. People have been stitching, have been commenting, and I will not lie to you. The comment section. Now, I shouldn't be celebrating someone getting dragged, especially one of our own, but she asked for it and she got it. Like, she called and people answered. You needed to see the comment section because TikTok has this feature where you can reply with a picture. Your comment, instead of typing, you can put a picture. So people are like putting pictures of Lupita and like, this Lupita, you mean this particular Lupita, this one? People have been dragging. So now you're talking about how black people choose black women that are below the standard, that are below average, that are ugly, and you use Lupita as an example of this ugly, mediocre, struggle black woman. And I'm like, the same Lupita that we know. Now, you're allowed to have your opinion and feel like, okay, I don't think this person is pretty. That is your opinion. But when you make a video and come on the internet, of course, people are going to respond to you, and then you better have thick skin. And this lady has thick skin because she kept doubling down. She made tons and tons of videos talking about this whole thing, milking the whole situation. And when you go to her page, you realize she's an artist. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just to get the views. This is just to get people talking. This is to get her music, out there, if you ask me. But at the end of the day, every publicity is not the kind of publicity you should be looking for. Anyway, let me play a few of the videos where she was doubling down.
Y'all are mad at me, cussing me out because I said Lupita is not that fucking pretty. I'm not taking it back. That's fine. Be mad at me, whatever you want to say. They really out here playing with black women. They really out here playing with black beauty. And they throwing around bitches like Sydney Sweeney. And you guys want me to throw Lupita as the competitor? Y'all gotta wake the fuck up, bro. On some real shit. And this is no shade to Lupita, like I've said before. She's in her corner. But when they start throwing bitches like Sydney Sweeney trying to play with our fucking gene pool.
Please, she has said Sydney Sweeney twice, and I've seen that girl. No disrespect, but Sydney Sweeney is who we should be intimidated by.
And we supposed to bring out heavy hitters? I'm not thinking Lupita. I'm not thinking Lupita. I'm thinking Rihanna. I'm thinking bitches out here that are really... remove Rihanna. Rihanna, yes. But I'm talking about, like, if we want to play skin games, I'm not about to use Lupita for the conversation. No. We got some real motherfucking heavy hitters.
Lupita is just somewhere minding her business. She must be sneezing right now. Like, we kind of believe that. I don't know if it's a superstition, but being a Nigerian woman, kind of believe that, like, when you're sneezing uncontrollably, someone somewhere is talking about you. So Lupita is somewhere sneezing her butt off because this woman obviously does not like Lupita, because the way she keeps doubling down on Lupita as the example, it sounds personal at this point, right?
You feel me? And I'm tired of you people not seeing that it's time for black beauty standards to, like, raise from sympathy, mediocre, to bad bitch. Yes, it's time. The shit is time.
Do you see how she's trying to make it look like this is something that's generally happening? We are not putting the pretty black girls out there, but the only example she has is Lupita. She's saying we are bringing out the average looking, mediocre, struggle black girls out to compete. What is the competition exactly? With palm color people, right? So she says we keep bringing out these people instead of the bad bees. So why does she not have several examples? Because there's a variety of black women that are in media, that are in Hollywood, that are in music, and they look a different way. You have the thicker ones, you have the slimmer ones, you have the dark skin ones, you have the light skin ones, you have the medium brown ones. As a matter of fact, it is recently that dark skinned women are starting to get the spotlight on them. And then you, not being a dark skinned woman, because yeah, you can say she's dark skinned, but she's lighter than, like me, or the actual dark skinned women, right? So you're not one of us, and you're out here nitpicking who is pretty enough to get screen time as a dark-skinned woman. Why? We don't see anybody nitpicking when it comes to the lighter-skinned people or the medium brown sisters. But the dark-skinned woman has to fit a certain standard. Your body has to be a certain way for you to be considered pretty. You have to have certain kind of features that people term Eurocentric for you to be considered pretty. So we are still nitpicking, analyzing dark-skinned women, even though we are just starting to get some form of recognition. If that isn't anti-blackness or colorism, tell me what is.
I really feel like you guys are way too sensitive. I really feel like we need to bring back bullying, because I don't know why people keep commenting every woman is beautiful. It's not true. Just like not every man is rich and there's broke ones. I hate that we live in a delusional world. You bitches in my comments fighting for your lives. Let me change that. I said Lupita wasn't pretty, but I think I needed to say Lupita isn't sexy. And we need to bring sexy black women into the field. I don't give a fuck if you think she's pretty.
So now she kind of like went back and said, okay, she doesn't mean she's not pretty, she means she's not sexy. And I'm like, who actually determines what is sexy and what is not? Who even determines what is pretty and what is not? Because you might think someone is pretty and the next person doesn't. A lot of us over here think Lupita is drop dead gorgeous. Have you seen her jawline? Have you seen her skin? She has this very soft, delicate, feminine features, high cheekbones. Her eyes are beautiful and rounded. Her lips are pouty. That's the kind of lips that people pay for. Is it her body? Is it her skin? I have to double down on the skin. What is she saying? Now, she made a video that people kind of felt like, okay, this is a bit, not that bad, because if this is what you had said initially, we wouldn't have come for you.
Thank you for saying this. If you notice in fashion in Hollywood, they always make black girls bald. They always make the high fashion girls bald. Really, just it don't make sense, because they always try to push white girls to look like Barbies and to be so like fairy tale, and then the black girls always gotta look like hoops, like fucking like I don't even know how to put it, like animals, aliens. Why do black girls always have to look like fucking aliens? Bald, weird looking. They always pick the one, like, why don't they do that for the white bitches? Why don't they be pushing white bitches with no hair? That's why it's crazy when they meet black girls with hair and you gotta show them that you're like, you gotta pull your hair apart to show them that you're not wearing tracks, because the image that's pushed in Hollywood, that's portrayed, is that we're all bald and we all look like fucking Avatar characters. It's not really funny. All the uggos in my comments that are fighting for their dear life because they fit the narrative of aliens. You're mad because your dad chose your mom and you both now look like fucking aliens.
Yeah. We as black people already know that when palm color people are running things, maybe like an advert or the runway or whatever, and they have to put black people there, they don't give us the utmost attention like they will give their people. Like they don't get a stylist that can style our hair properly. Even on the runways, the conversation has come up that they always make the black models extremely dark girls, and they are mostly bald. So obviously there is a way these palm colored people want to present black women. In a lot of cases, it's not usually the most flattering. Our hair is always looking funny, our makeup is not quite right and stuff like that. So if she had said that, I would say yes. But if you're talking about how black people choose to uplift the ugly, mediocre, average looking struggle black woman, and then you use Lupita as an example, and in the comment section she put this picture of this lady as who she feels is a black dark-skinned woman that should be represented, as opposed to someone like Lupita, because she feels this particular person is a real definition of what dark-skinned black beauty is. And what is the difference between that person and Lupita? You know what? Before I go on and on, let me just play the stitches and I'll come back and give my final thoughts.
Lupita Nyong'o isn't ugly. You just think that if you had that same presentation that you'd be ugly. And so really it's a projection. I ain't such a video because I think it's rage bait and I want to give it attention. But I think that there's something to be said about the comment section of that video. And I was just thinking about like gender presentation and gender identity the other day because of another video I saw. But I feel like there are some black women who inherently view specific traits as masculine. And so they think that when people present with those specific traits that they're ugly. And you can tell that it's viewed as masculine because like the first insult that always comes up, especially in this woman's comment section who was talking about dark-skinned women and called Lupita mid, the first insult when you go on the comment sections is some form of transphobia, some cheeky way of saying that the original poster looks like a man.
Yeah, people were saying that she looks like a man. People are mean, man. Like you put yourself out there to be dragged, so people will say whatever.
And And I think it's interesting that the juxtaposition of the comparison made was like, why does Hollywood always make white women look like Barbies? And, you know, black models or actresses have to be bald. First of all of them aren't bald. But even so, the ones who are bald or have short hair, they're still beautiful. So why do you inherently think that short hair is not feminine? I don't know. That's something to investigate. And then people are dropping pictures in the comments, and it's just a highlight reel of how featureism and texturism and colorism are so, like, I got some of y'all in a fucking chokehold, baby. The conversation has just always been interesting to me, and I think that cishet women need to deconstruct gender identity and gender presentation in our brains, because I'm including myself in that. And I feel like trans people be right when they say transphobia hurts all of us. Because the way they got transphobic in that lady comments was crazy. But it was predictable. And that's interesting.
The late 2000s, early 2010s, there was like this wave of Afrocentrism, this Pan-Africanism, this let's go back and visit Ghana, this let's embrace our natural hair, let's find ways to take care of our natural hair. That was the 2010s, the late 2000s, 2010s. And it just seems like we got into the 2020s. And anti-blackness is kind of running rampant. I really thought when we was having this whole like natural hair movement, be it men or women, it was going to stick around this time. It wasn't going to be a fad like the 70s or something. And now it's gotten to a point where I'm seeing black women saying disparaging things about darker black women because they don't feel like they're attractive enough to be getting the hype that they're getting. One of them even went so far as to say that Lupita Nyong'o was unattractive. That's insane. Especially when you're not even as attractive as her. And that's no shade. That's just a fact. It's maybe you're not seeing enough representation of someone who looks like you on model pages. A brown skin, a caramel color. I don't know. But this is like the second person this week who's trying to say that someone who was dark skinned, unquestionably beautiful, bone structure alone, and sitting there trying to say that they're not good looking. Are you jealous? Because you're lighter than them, but you still don't look as good as them? Because in both situations that I've seen on TikTok, neither one of them looked as good as the people that they were talking about. It just sounds like you're coming from a place of jealousy. Give them girls their flowers.
Now, and that's a man saying Lupita Nyong'o is pretty. So you over there saying she's not and she's not sexy. As a matter of fact, the whole sexiness is to appeal to men. So to think that that is even your problem as a woman, that's the hill you choose to stand on to bring another black woman down about who you think is more appealing sexually.
I feel like y'all just be picking the darkest, ugliest black girl and giving her kudos.
And I feel like she telling the truth. She got y'all ass tight as fuck. She said y'all pick the ugliest of dark-skinned women and hoist them up as if they're just so beautiful. And I agree. This be y'all standard of beauty. This. And I'm sorry, Lupita is not bad. That's a 4. You're like, dark-skinned women are beautiful. They use this. Just because she got dark skin does not make her beautiful. Like, they don't never use the chick off a reasonable doubt and be like, yeah, that's the dark skin beauty standard. There'll never be women like Gabrielle Dennis with her fine ass. It always be some ass shit. Y'all mad at her because she told the truth. Now all of a sudden she had to be ugly. And you know what else I noticed? Whenever they talk about dark skinned black women, it always be some African. Like, if I'm not mistaken, Naomi Campbell's mother is Jamaican. But conveniently, they can't find her father. But you can't tell me there ain't some African roots somewhere in there. That does not look like a Negro woman. But that always be the beauty standard for dark women. And she alright, but she ain't no goddamn... Sorry, not sorry. She did not say dark-skinned women can't be beautiful, but y'all do be picking the garbage and calling it gorgeous. Bars.
Well, I'm not surprised. Some people actually agree with that lady. So you might see like 25 negative comments, you know, people that did not agree with what she said in her comment section. Then you see one person that kind of agrees with what she said. So definitely there will always be somebody that agrees. And this particular man... yeah, obviously he has an issue with African people. There are some of our African American people that do not like African people. And I went through his page and I can confirm that he's one of those.
Calling Lupita ugly is crazy work. It's crazy work. And I'm biased because me and Lupita are from the same place. But Lupita is literally the most up there beautiful people in the world. Like, this is published. And like, this is not to be debated. She's literally the brand ambassador for Chanel. The same bags y'all go to the gate for to buy. She's the ambassador for that brand. So I just kind of feel like people are so used to Instagram beauty, you know, the sexy red style of beauty that when they see an elegant woman, they call her a 6. Not on my watch. Not on my watch.
This sister is absolutely gorgeous. What?
It's just kind of like how y'all been shoving down people's necks with Lupita.
So you don't think this woman right here is beautiful? You don't think this woman is pretty? She's just getting forced down our throat. This woman right here. This woman is a bad representative for dark-skinned beauty standards? That's what you're saying? I'll even give you one where she's in character. This is the woman in your example. You don't think this woman is pretty. I'll even give you this one. Looking past the dirt and the little bit of blood that she's covered in. You don't think she's pretty. She's just getting brownie points for being dark-skinned. They couldn't think of any other dark-skinned person to choose to represent dark-skinned beauty, huh? That's what you think. We're just gonna have to disagree. She's gorgeous.
And it's crazy how I made a video about grouping and saying that we need to bring in the...
I just think that it's really funny that she's talking about the heavy hitters of the black community and she's only mentioning women that have fake hair, women that have BBLs, women that have lip filler, like all these unnatural things. And it's like, why would you want the face of black women in movies, in the media, to be women that have gotten augmentations, like women that are not really true to themselves? Lupita is beautiful, not only because of her face, but because of her naturalness. The fact that she wears her natural hair when our fucking natural hair is always being made fun of in the media. The fact that she represents her heritage, that is what also makes her gorgeous. So for you to sit there, a Nigerian woman at that, for you, a Nigerian woman, to sit there and dog on another woman, another African woman, and trying to make it seem like she's ugly to appeal to whatever audience you're trying to appeal to is fucking sickening. Dead ass. Like, your perception of beauty is warped by the Western media because you hate yourself, period. So I really don't want to hear anything about you being more pretty than her or whatever. A natural black woman will be anybody, period, ever. And the fact that you don't think that is a reflection on how much you hate yourself. That's it.
So now what do I think? I really think that there are a lot of things at play here. There's anti-blackness, there's featureism, there's colorism as well. Colorism, because I feel like when it comes to dark-skinned women, people like to nitpick and feel like, okay, what does her body look like? Is her body tea? Reminds me of a video Mayowa made. I watched Mayowa's World, and she said, y'all only like dark-skinned women when their body is tea. And I think that's true, because if it were a big body black woman, you guys would not want to give her the media time and the fame and popularity. You know, so you want to analyze how a dark-skinned woman looks. Her makeup has to be perfect. Her hair has to be straight. You know, all those things. So the standards are higher for dark-skinned women. So there's some colorism there. And of course, there's some featureism, because what exactly is the reason why she said this other dark-skinned sister is what she thinks is a pretty dark-skinned woman compared to Lupita? Because of some of the features. People like her that have internalized these Eurocentric beauty standards and anti-black beauty standards are more likely to think a dark-skinned sister with a slimmer pointed nose is cuter than a dark-skinned sister with a rounded button nose. Now, also, there's the issue of the fact that we have really internalized Eurocentric beauty standards and placed that on a pedestal of how we should judge ourselves, because Lupita is as natural as can be. I saw so many pictures of Lupita while researching for this video, and I realized that there's something consistent, which is what? She only promotes Afrocentric beauty standards. Her hair is always natural. That's when it's not short. Even her makeup, she doesn't do the regular body makeup that a lot of us do. Now, even I too am a victim of these beauty standards, because yeah, at the end of the day, a lot of us be conforming. Without even knowing. But the fact that you have internalized this and conformed it so much that when you see somebody that does not bend to that beauty standard, you say they are ugly. A lot of us are out here contouring our noses. A lot of us are out here wearing this hair that does not look like ours. And just, if you guys notice, yeah, I'm wearing my natural hair today. You know, as a tribute to Lupita. You know, yeah. Because when you look at Lupita, I feel like this is why it is important for us to see people like that. Because I'm like, if Lupita can make it so big in Hollywood, And Lupita is really loved because by the way people are defending Lupita, a lot of people love Lupita. Even people that don't look like us are defending Lupita. Okay? Now, for Lupita to have made it in Hollywood with all the beauty standards, the Eurocentric beauty standards, competing with the palm color people, just like the original poster said, and she's still making a name for herself looking like that, with her natural makeup, with her skin untouched, no bleaching, with her hair looking very Afrocentric, promoting our African beauty, our African culture, our African heritage, our African features. Do you know how much courage that takes? Because even in our own communities, just amongst ourselves now, a lot of us don't even want to stick to this Afrocentric look. But Lupita proudly does that in a place like Hollywood. And of course, she's getting the endorsement, she's getting the role, she's getting the love. Do you know how rare it is to see a black woman who in the midst of everything, how we have to conform to get jobs, to get roles, how we have to change ourselves to be more palatable to people that look like us and people that don't look like us, she's stuck to the way she looks, her original beauty untouched, looking very African, promoting African people, African heritage, African culture, and yes, that includes the African diaspora as well. And then you want to come out here and disrespect her, talking about she's the struggle black woman. What does struggle black woman even mean? Please, you guys let me know in the comment section. What is it? Mediocre. Lupita mediocre. No. So obviously there is featureism, because if Lupita had certain kind of features, I'm sure she would think Lupita is up to the beauty standards. And she doesn't even know that the beauty standards that she's judging Lupita by is not even a beauty standard that celebrates our beauty. That very beauty standard that she's upholding by saying Lupita is ugly is a beauty standard that would not even pick her. Sis, you don't even fit that particular beauty standard that you're struggling so hard to uphold, that you are judging another black sister by. How about that? So, it's quite shameful. No, we need to do better. We need to do better. At the end of the day, representation is very important. And, let me just tell you guys a little story. So there's this baby doll that I bought for my daughter. This particular one. Look at her. With her afro hair, with her cute button nose, beautiful dark skin, gorgeous. So a cousin of mine came to the house and saw the baby. I was like, oh, this baby is ugly. And I smiled at her, like, why? Why is she ugly? She said, look at her nose and she's so dark. And I'm like, I had to educate her. I was like, do you know that is anti-blackness right there? Because look at your nose. What's the difference between your nose and that baby's nose? We as black people, we are living in Nigeria here. A lot of us, like 7 out of 10 black people have nose like that. If you walk down the street, I'm like, for you to feel that this baby doll, which is a representation of what a lot of us look like, monoracially black people, you feel that baby doll is ugly, that means you wouldn't buy it for your baby. So what kind of doll would you buy for your baby? Don't you want your baby to grow up seeing herself? And I'm like, no, don't say that. That baby doll is gorgeous. And that was why I bought it, because when I was searching, I was seeing different baby dolls. But I was like, I want something that my baby can see herself in. So that is just, a lot of us have internalized this featureism and Eurocentric beauty standards without even knowing it. And that is why conversations like this are very important. Anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.